Okay, this is going to be your GR201 introductory uh, video. Now I'm not sure, but it's January 3rd, so uh, I'm taking this down to the wire. But I know what you're looking at is like the video that you probably have seen inside of Module 2, plan reading. That was rather a lengthy video, and if you recall, looking up here where it's highlighted, I mean highlight that, but it's selected. This is where I had the, what do you call it when you go through a spot on your phone where you can't send or receive data. This is where I had that. I went through this spot for the life of me. I could not figure out what in the world was going on here, but it's really simple. And so I said I would get back to you on it, so I'm getting back to you on it. So up here, it just tells us that we've got to go all the way to the back of the curve uh, with the base, and the same thing over here, all the way to the back of the curve to the base. Now, look at the asphalt. It goes to what's called from the lip, right? Just from the lip to the face, in this case, of a vertical curve. That's a type 5 vertical curve. This right here is a curb and gutter, and as you can see, it is 3 foot. This is a vertical curve, and it doesn't give a dimension for the thickness of that curve because the asphalt's going to butt up against it. That's what this is talking about. It says to cut subgrade, the curb width on each side must be added. So this side, whatever width this is, must be added to whatever width this is on each side. We have to do that to accommodate the thickness, if you will, or the width of the curve. So it says to cut subgrade, the curb width on each side must be added to the 17-foot pavement width. An island curb is usually 8 inches. That's what the thickness is here, is 8 inches, they're saying, on each side. So we got to add this 8 inches plus this 3 foot to accommodate the curve and still come up with pavement of 17 foot. So watch what it says. It says an island curb is 8 inches wide, and the curb and gutter is 3 feet wide. This amounts to a total of 3.67 feet. So the distance then would be 20.67 feet. And now multiply that by 2%, and that gives you a 0.41 foot fall as opposed to up here a 0.34 foot fall. And that's all that was. That's all there is to that. Now, I'm not going to continue on this now that we have solved that. Give me a call if you still are confused or I complicated it too much for you to understand. Look at this scene thing. I don't know how to get rid of that. That happens. Anyway, so I'm done with this. And for now, we're done with this. However, we will have another video coming up on the grading plan, which I'm not going to get into right now. We're going to go back to using this as an introductory video like we always do on our initial starts for each course. And we will probably have at least 2 videos uh, on this. So I'll keep this video running, but I don't need these guys anymore, I hope, because I had a heck of a time getting them up there. I don't need him, and I don't think I need this, but I think I need this. Now here we are finally at grades 201 module 1. Now this is the start of the introductory video. If you're in grades 201 and you're supposed to be, you probably heard this several times, but we're going to go through it again because there might be a little bit of something I can add. I did add some things to this, and we'll get to that in just a minute. You can see where my little arrow's pointing. That's a new thing that I have. I'm letting you know what I'm going to look at when I'm grading your tailgates. But let's not go there right now. Uh, Tailgate instructions, I want you to read this. Matter of fact, it's almost like from the beginning there's been an issue with the student's ability to remember that they must have 3 responses, if you recall. And I want to go over that again. Now, the week one, we're doing this intro video that you see up here right now. I am right now, and right now is the 3rd of January at somewhere around noon. So by the time you read it, you'll be in full swing, which will be probably the 8th or 9th, maybe. Start date, I believe, is the 8th for the course. So let's see if I put in the objective. Oh, by the way, this time I have some of you guys are in uh, grades 201 and excavation 101. I believe that's correct. And our new students, if we have any, and I believe we do, not sure yet, I don't have a confirmed roster, will be in the excavation 101 with you. Some of you guys have not had excavation 101, and you have to have that before you can have excavation uh, 2. Now, you've had grades. If you're here, you've had grades 1, and I verified that. I believe all of you in here have had grades 1. If you haven't, you need to send me a message, but I think you have. You guys, most of you in this class have been working with us for quite a while now. And that's good. That's what college is all about. So you'll click on here and you'll see this video, which you need to do. Look at the objectives. Become familiar with the online format of this course, which I'm sure you are. You should have your coursework, maybe not by now when I'm talking, but before we start. And that would be Daryl Woodrum deal. If you can't get a hold of Daryl, get a hold of me if you don't have your textbook yet. Understand the course structure. You know, how we put together. What do? We go by week to week attendance, etc., etc. You know by now what I expect, and I know by now what you expect. And the other thing is you're going to complete the old syllabus quiz that we usually have. So I won't dilly-dally around. Let's get back to the modules. We did the objective. Now, this is a video on the big blue button. And by the way, I've been told that Saturday is a good day to have, if we're going to, I want to have some one-on-ones. I feel strongly that that was an issue in our last course, uh, whatever it was. I think it was grades GR 101 when we got into grade boots and things like that. Because I did finally get a couple of guys to come in and visit with me face to face, and we accomplished a lot and did make sense of it. So I'm saying Saturday. I heard that from a few people doing in-person training. Saturday mornings would be a good time to have any, and there won't be many, but I think maybe once every 2 modules or something like that, or if the going gets rough. but I would like to have some face-to-face things. I would like to eventually, and I'm not sure we'll get around to it, but you guys are kind of veterans in the student sense, and maybe even military, uh, to having the discussions live, face-to-face, and grading you as you tell me and look at me, each other, or whatever, in the big blue button, which is just like Zoom. So, a must read, and that means please read about the tailgate. I have kind of not changed anything, but rewritten, emphasized, and threw in my criteria that I want to use because I want you to step it up a notch. I think we can do better. Uh, I I don't intend on hammering you with grades that are, my expectations of you is just going to grow each course as you move up, and you can do that of me too. And I'm going to work hard at getting better getting better at what I do. So tailgate instructions, a must read. In the context of our class, every week there will be a tailgate. This is old stuff for students to engage in a specific topic. When that those will vary, but they will all be related to excavation or earth moving operation. Now, your initial getting dyslexic speech going on here. What's happening to me? Your initial post must be submitted Tuesday no later than 11:15. Uh, and you've done pretty good on these. You kind of know what an initial response is. I look at it as what's your first impression of what I'm asking of you. This right here is not the tailgate. This is just the instructions for the tailgate. Then you have the first of two responses, and that's their due date. And then you have the second of two responses to another student no later than, and don't wait to the last minute on this. Guys, proofread. I believe you'll find easy fixes to some of the things that really mess your sentences up. Uh, I could talk forever about sentence structure, but make sure it sounds right to you. Commas are not periods. Put put a don't be afraid to put a period in there. It gives the reader a chance to catch their breath, or to kind of reflect on what they just read. Don't just have 220 words in one sentence and 30 commas and things like that. Don't be afraid to stop and then regroup and go on. So here is my criteria, and I want you to think about these things. Your tailgate, I'll give you a heads up, we'll be asking you to talk about what these things mean to you. Relevance, I will be looking for relevance. That's going to be, is it relevant? Does it pertain to what we're talking to? And to what I'm wanting is that the student posts thorough answers to the discussion prompts or question and demonstrates understanding of the material or subject matter. I want to know how you expect to do that. How are you going to demonstrate that you have understanding of the material or subject matter? One way is to tell me the same thing in different words. Tell me what that is in different words. Does it pertain to the subject matter? Tell me how it would, what does that mean to you? Does it pertain to the subject matter? Relevance is look that up in the dictionary. By the way, don't be afraid, to look up words. It makes a difference. This is a big deal here. I'm not going to drag you through the tailgates. So I want you to provide the what is the word? The impediment, the what motivates us, our self-propulsion. I want that to be up to you. Contributions to the learning community. I want you to be a fountain and not a drain. Don't take, give. Post meaningful questions if you have a reason to put a question in there. Attempts to motivate the group discussion, show a little enthusiasm if you can in your written word. Look for another way to look at, not necessarily how I did, tell me, did you think of this? Be creative. Creative approaches to the topic. The topic might be preventive maintenance, Uh, think about that. I'm asking you to step up, get out of the envelope. You're not texting, we're not hanging out behind the shop building, smoking and joking. We're professionals. Quality of post. Let it be appropriate. And by appropriate, that can mean suitable for all audiences. Let's put it that way. Not even PG. You know, we're grown-ups. We can talk and act like grown-ups. Be reflective. When you think about, show me that you've thought about it, and of course respectful to others who are posting. When you have something to say about that, give them, I agree with this, but if you do have something you question it. The mechanics. I don't want this to turn into an English course like grammar, but guys, personal pronouns, when they begin a sentence, I think they all start with capitals. I, when you're referring to yourself, is always a capital letter. A sentence ends in a period, and you put commas in where you need them. Writing is free of grammatical, spelling, or punctuation errors, period. Sentence structure represents thoughtful consideration reflected through clarity. All I'm saying is, I want you to, whatever you're saying, show me that you've thought about it before you said it. It's just, don't start writing. That's the way you write a book, they say. Just start writing. This is not writing a book, this is communicating. Uh, an author is a one-way street. When you write a book, that's just going in one direction. These are textbooks, they're two-dimensional. Sentence structure presents thoughtful consideration for that reflected through clarity. That means be clear as to what you're saying. All posts are submitted when they're due. Now, those things will be broken down into my rubric, which I don't know if you still have a copy of it. I don't know if you ever had a copy of it, but I'll get you a copy. But each post is graded on or thought about on these attributes, let's call them, that the sentence has these attributes, that it's relevant, that it contributes to the community, it is of high quality, the post is, and it's free of errors, spelling, grammar, capitalization. Now, this has been around. Us should project a sense of intellectual inquiry and engagement in the topic at hand. And I wrote down, this is a definition I found of that: questioning to determine thought and reason to gain a better understanding and contribute to knowledge. So when you read something somebody's posted, uh, ask them, can they, if you don't understand it, ask them to clarify. You know, don't, I disagree because, I disagree, give them reason. If you say I don't agree, be sure you follow that with a conclusion. How did you come to this conclusion when you're asking somebody a question? And this has been in here forever. Don't wait till the last minute. That's what I'm saying, because everybody needs a chance to see what everybody else is saying. And if you don't say anything until 11:59 p.m., nobody's you're taking yourself out of the game. And it's said, you can imagine how unfair this would be for other students, et cetera, et cetera. So there. Let's see, I think maybe there's a couple of things. The syllabus, I'm afraid I have to go over that. So let's do that next. Let's go over the syllabus. No, I'm gonna wait. But you have a quiz of it. You may remember it from last time. Do not forget, I need this early. This like do this the first day and submit it. Get this pre-test. This is a requirement from our accrediting body. So you guys probably will do well on this because I think I'll probably use a test that you've already taken. And if you do well on it, no worries. You're going to get 100 points for doing this thing, you know. So if everybody makes 100, when we get to the end and take a post test, it'll look like you have learned nothing from me. But that's all right. That's the way it is. If you come here knowing a lot and you leave here knowing just a little bit more, you can't beat that. Okay, so this is that practice on submitting. Go through it, you know, so I can give you 100 points. Uh, Here's your 100 points you're going to get here. And the quiz, you got to earn it, but it's simple. I went through the criteria for post already. Uh, we've gone through this. There's the, and what did I say that was? A big, you know, if you don't know how to use Big Blue Button, I'm going to ask you to attend some big blue buttons. If Saturday's a good day, let me know. If it's not, let me know, you know, and give me an option. You know, I don't care if we have to split in two pieces. I want to have some big blue button meetings. I think it'll help us. So here's where your video is. Here's where you are if you're looking at this. Now, homepage. If you go to the grievance policy, it'll be obvious how to get back to your module. There'll be a link, obvious. Don't use the calendar unless you use it for your own use because my assignments are not going to be uh, relative to the calendar. You know, we go by modules here. I go by week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, whatever those dates are. Speaking of that, probably thinking about this will require an in-person training thing. So I'm thinking in terms of week 7 and 8. Those tend to work out, and you will be going to your campus of origin, let's call it, wherever you're enrolled for those dates. But if you look at week 7 and 8, and this is not anywhere near the way it's going to happen, you're going to be in February and you're looking at 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and perhaps 29th, and then what, 1st and 2nd of March, something like that. But we will firm those dates up uh, as soon as I can get with the other campuses to see what they have going on. So one last item I think in this introduction is this fellow. Okay, this is still me, Scotty Gex. I'm your instructor, for better or worse, and you can email me through that inbox. Those work well for me. If they work well for you, you can email me through our email platform, or you can call me on the phone. And that doesn't bother me. Just don't make it 2 in the morning. But if you're stuck at 8 o'clock at night, I'm on something, and you need to. I don't want you sitting there not being able to do it. Give me a call. It may be simple. Maybe we can get right through it. This is official office hours. This is when I need to be available, but I'm going to be available. I keep my phone everywhere, but this is my official time. This is your course grading 2. It's no longer introduction. You already know a lot. This is the course dates. We begin on the 8th, which is like next week or something. And I think the course will end on the 16th. And for you that got stung by this, the 16th, what did I say? March the 16th. Hold on. Yes, that will be when it ends. I'll probably put an end date of the 17th, and that will make it end on the 16th. So for all intents and purposes, it ends on the 16th. So write that down. Don't get caught and call me on the 17th and say I need to do my final. Don't get behind. If I'm going too much, if I'm giving you too much, just speak up, you know. I've had conversations with you fellas in persons, and I know you have a load in some cases. So, as far as I'm concerned, and that don't mean I'm going to make things easy. It's just let me know. You know, this is a lot. I need a little bit more time. And this is a little about the bit about the course, but let me not warn you, but advise you that we will be getting into some higher level uh, things that we haven't done yet, such as a true grading plan. Uh, as you know, the estimating course is going to be coming up, and I'm going to do some old school estimating things in this course so that you will have a little bit of an advantage going into the estimating course. I'm really excited about that course. I love our book that we have, and we have it. You'll be taught by a fellow that's been at this estimating, not me, but for about 30 years. So he's really, really sharp, and we're going to use software from you can Google HCSS Heavy Bid. That'll be the software that we're using, and each of you will be provided just like you would an ebook that software. So from home, you'll be able to first calculate all the quantities the old school way. That's the way you do it, and then you start entering it into the software, and it starts calculating haul distances and how much equipment it's costing per hour. It'll cover all that thing. I'm gonna tell you something, fellas. Estimators are hard to find, and good ones almost impossible to find. It is a highly needed position. So get take get all you can get from this guy. He's really sharp. He's been around for quite a while. Course requirement. This is your textbook for this course, excavating and grading. As you know, it's hard to read in some cases, but we will deal with that. We'll adapt and overcome. Technology, you know what you need. You'll need Chrome to accommodate Proctorio. So make sure if you don't use it all the time that you do have it available. You can get it keeps saying you can get here free Microsoft Office as a student. Now, I think you can if you want to get that and you don't have it. Canvas support has been good for me to ask questions about that. But if it's a complicated issue, they're going to refer you to administration, and that'll be back to me or Daryl or somebody like that. Uh, technical there's a help thing. I never use that. If I go online, you get into all the Canvas, the whole bunches of people that answer questions. I've never had good luck with that, but I have had with this. uh, so this is like, you guys probably won't be subjected to show me how much you know about Canvas kind of a test. I don't know if we even still do that or not. Policies, I'm going to leave that up to you. But this attendance thing, again, of course, is you need to not just log in, but to participate in not just anything, but I like to see you participate in a discussion, as it says right now. And I'll decide if you participated in it, and it'll be obvious. You know, you will post. I will see that. You know, attendances on a weekly basis, and it talks about you can be dropped from class, but nobody's going to get dropped if they call me and say my kid is sick, or you know, or even I'm behind. I need a chance, but do not. I got really hit hard on letting people catch up last term, and I'm going to expect better from you guys. But things happen. So if there's anything, hopefully not, but if anything a bit catastrophic happens, we'll work out something. But anyway, find out all of the things about how, behave like an adult. Uh, that's that's all I got to say, because that's what you are. All the rules. Let's see, anything else? Oh, yeah, I want to remind you that self advocacy is the key. And what that is when you're raising a child, the first thing that shows you that that child is maturing is when they start asking for help. So we're mature. So when you get in a jam, give me a holler, and I'll see if I can help you get out of that jam. Then the rest is stuff I don't know anything about the veterans deal. You guys, there's a bunch of you that are veterans, and thank you for your service, by the way. Uh, okay, so I'm not going in that. This is a grievance policy too. It's best to go from the home page if you do want to understand the grievance policy. Uh, go read it, and it shows you how to get back to the home page. Really easy. There's a link. So we've done the syllabus. Again, these things will be changing as I am publishing these different assignments. So don't count on this, and don't go here to do anything. Don't go to your calendar. Just wait till the week comes up. You'll know what week you're in. If you're not, call me and ask me. I'll tell you what week you're in. But this is, pretty much going to stay up with us. But as you can see, uh, it won't start changing until we start this new course up in 24. It'll begin to start changing. Okay, guys. Let's see. There's probably going to be one more video in week 2 on grading plans. We're going to have lots of videos. That's going to be some complicated stuff, hard to read stuff. The book, as you well know, it's a magnifying glass for sometimes, but I've got it pretty well pegged. And the vague, hard to read numbers, I pretty well got them figured out, and we'll clarify. All right, that's it.